Alright guys, Subscriber here again today. Hope you're all having a good weekend so far. Definitely some things to discuss today. Wanted to talk about some of the 2Ks that have gone down over the last couple of days and some of the teams that we are seeing for the upcoming season. But the main topic I really wanted to discuss was Eggs talking about on Twitter yesterday, along with some other pros, the amount of millionaires in Call of Duty. I guess it's kind of an interesting topic which doesn't really come up, the amount of money these pros are making, and to what degree, as Nelson was pointing out on Twitter, a pro you may remember from a while ago, played with Eggs actually back in the day in the Black Ops 3 100 Thieves team. He was pointing out that maybe because pros are earning a lot of money, they don't have the same drive, the same motivation to maybe help improve the game, but also be the best player they can possibly be, as some of the amateur guys do. So definitely some topics of discussion for today. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you are new, as always. Firstly, just a funny sport I saw Dave have here. So playing Hardpoint here on Gunrunner. Gunrunner considered one of the better maps in the game, really. I do want to do a video maybe in the next couple of days talking about how CTF might be a valuable replacement for Domination. Some of the pros seem to have been starting to stream it, or to scrim it, sorry, sometimes on stream. And it really seems like the only map that works for that is Gunrunner right now, even if it works at all. But even on this map, right, Hardpoint, this spawn is just crazy. So he dies over that oil barrel. His teammate is up on this little ledge, and he spawns right in this, like, that's not even a spawn you would consider to be possible. Spawning right on the hard point is just incredible, right? Like, that's not something that which should ever be happening. You should be spawning on the hill. You should be spawning with your teammates far back from the hill, and, like, I feel bad for this guy who just got destroyed by Dave, killed him from, honestly, just a ridiculous spawn. That is, frankly, insane. Moving onwards then, thought this was quite funny. I thought I'd share this clip with you guys. So a couple of days ago, I was on the Spitfire podcast, and Bryce came up with this idea that it'd be really cool if they had the feature in the game of you to be able to play as players in the game, as like you do in FIFA, right, when you can play as the actual professional players. Bryce says he wants to be able to run around the map as Scum, so pretty funny. I'll share the clip.
Sort of.
I want to play them in-game. I want their faces in-game.
That'd be so cool. Like,
yeah, we've got the bomb carrier making red dots when he shoots it.
You're laughing.
Scump's face.
Yeah, no, I mean...
No, you're laughing like it's a joke. But think about what I'm actually saying. No, there are tons of sports games with famous personalities.
Oh, no, 100%.
The NFL, NHL, fucking FIFA, they all come out every single year with updated character models of hundreds of players. There is literally no reason I shouldn't be able to run around the map as Scum.
So Bryce retweeted this again yesterday. Basically what I said to this at the end of the day is just like, this would be great if this is an opportunity. Like, people would love to have this. Skins on the weapons as well would be really cool. But I guess the issue is that COD's a yearly cycle, right? There's no chance that something like this is ever going to be top of the radar, especially right now, the way the game is currently organized. But anyway, Bryce retweeted this again. Sensor replied to it. Scump said he's down. Thought this is kind of an interesting concept. Who knows? Maybe at some point that could be on the cards. Moving onwards then, we have a team announcement from Team Singularity presenting their Modern Warfare team going into next season. They're playing the 2K, or at least this tweet came out yesterday, but the 2K is currently underway, maybe finished now for Europe and North America. Probably we'll discuss that tomorrow. But Insight, Maple, Biz, Detain, and Chain are going to be on this squad. So, of course, some names that you'll recognize doing very well at the World Championships. I think when Kleenex, I'm pretty sure it was Singularity that these guys are on at the World Championships as well. Maybe it was a different squad. I forget exactly, but Kleenex was on the team, definitely showed up in a big way. And some of these guys you'll remember putting on a clinic at Champs as well, so hopefully they'll be able to do something going into the coming season. Also have this, so the Apex 2K won by Limble, Damage, Zeppa, Ristalling, and Beaston. So yeah, just thought I'd run that past you guys. And here we go then. This is the tweet from Nelson. All the pros don't care because they are millionaires. They are studying up as we speak, but the AMs are so delusional, chasing a pipe dream on a coin toss. All your hard work on a coin toss at the big land. Titans 2020 hardpoint and 5v5 about to break something. So a little bit difficult to decipher this tweet. The initial reply from JCap comes in as saying pros don't care isn't true at all, which I think is fair enough. So he doesn't, deny the millionaire comment by any means. Maybe JCap's doing, better with his money than Eggs imagines he is, and we'll go on to that in just a second. JCap did talk yesterday about, like, he's selling off all his cryptocurrencies and stuff, and, I don't want to get into that today, but you never know. Investing with Tactical Rab coming up maybe a few months down the line. Regardless. So, yeah, Nelson says all the pros don't care because they're millionaires. JCap says, saying pros don't care isn't true at all. I definitely agree with the sentiment from JCap. at, right? We've seen it plenty so far this season. The professional players been talking to the developers, or at least have been trying. Crimsix did a tweet as well talking about, I think, the dynamic stick. So I talked about it yesterday, the rotation, aim assist rotation. He said that dynamic aim assist rotation sometimes gives your stick, like, basically your weapon will move to the right for you. I don't know if that's an issue that any of you guys have had. I've had it in some games, but I'm not sure I've had it in Modern Warfare. But he says that's a potential issue. He said, I don't really know what the channels are to go and address this through, but clearly the pros care, and maybe they haven't gone through the best channels to discuss this yet with the developers. And, David Mickner did come out a while ago and say, well, you guys have proper channels behind the scenes. You guys aren't using them. And, well, apparently the pros don't really know what those channels are. But yeah, I definitely think the pros do care. I can see Nelson's point in the sense that in a way, the life is on the line for the amateur players at times. The professionals, they have a solid backing. They have a contract from a league squad now. It's pretty consistent. Obviously, we don't know what the success of the league is going to look like this year, next year, the year after. I think Slasher, Austin Lidicote is of the opinion of, well, probably the salaries are inflated right now. We've got to make the most of it while we can. That's kind of the impression I get from his tweets. But, as I say, some of the pros are in the position of it's a pretty comfortable lifestyle that they lead to some degree. Playing games for a living, I guess, is what people talk about. Obviously, it's very hard work and they put an awful lot of time in. But for the amateur guys, it is more risky in a way because they're putting their careers on the line for this, right? They're going all out to be to become a professional player in Call of Duty. If it doesn't work out for them, then, what other options really are there on the table? They'll have to go down a 9-to-5 route. And I think a lot of these guys would struggle doing that. So I can understand why he kind of feels like the amateurs care more for the game than the professionals do, and I guess the professionals have more impact, but I think that's probably a little bit of bias on his side given the position that he is in. So let's move on to this tweet from LA Guerillas Aches then. So replying to the same tweet, there's only one millionaire player, bro, stop capping. Very interesting comment. I think a few of us have assumed that, we've talked about it in the past, right, when Karma retired, thinking about, okay, well, will Karma come back? So at the end of the World War II season, if you guys weren't around or you guys don't particularly remember, Karma was dropped off the team along with Formal when they brought in Methods and Octane to that OpTic gaming squad in the end of World War II, Stage 2, alongside Scump and Crimsix, and Karma retired for the rest of the season. He said, I know a lot of players don't come back. A lot of us were in the position of, Karma won your World Championship a couple of times, or 3 times, of course, after the Infinite Warfare triumph as well, and, you're kind of looking and thinking, well, he can probably retire relatively comfortable. But look, as Aches is saying, there's only one millionaire player, and that's exactly the point. When we were talking about maybe Scump didn't have the best year last year, will he decide to retire going into Modern Warfare if he doesn't like it? This is a conversation that people have had, and I've kind of built up of the opinion, can these guys really afford to retire? Would you really want to retire? If you've still got some competitive drive, what else are you going to do? And it's not like they have an unbelievable amount of money behind the scenes. And Ix comes out and says there's only one millionaire player. Silly says there's no way that's facts. Ix says, are you serious? Then Nelson replies again, there's players salaried alone $300,000 to $500,000. I guess that means per year. Right now the salaries are looking at $300,000 to $500,000 a year. Not sure exactly how that works out due to the salary cap. I guess it is possible on a team like Empire that Crimsix and Clay could be on $300,000 a year theoretically, and then the rest of the guys could be a little bit lower. That could potentially be legit. Add sponsors, apparel, streaming. 56 lands this year, I guess 56, okay, whatever. It's damn close. On top of their saved earnings, completely missed the point of the tweet there. You guys are playing Hardpoint in 2020. As of this moment, there is one. You can't consider someone a millionaire who hasn't earned the money yet. Silly says what I think a lot of us are thinking. I was thinking there was at least a few, to be honest. I don't think you understand how much $1 million is, especially after taxes and purchases. This is one thing I find pretty crazy about the system in the States when you win money in a tournament. So I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. Hopefully it'll fit on screen kind of nicely. That should just about do. So this is the top 20 players according to esports earnings of the amount of money won across all time in console esports. You can see that most of these names are Call of Duty names. Karma, Crimsix, Clayster, JCap, Scump. So, a lot of players above Scump here. The reason why I've put Scump on the thumbnail is because Scump is the guy you would imagine to be the $1 million player, if anyone. He has the highest brand value in Call of Duty. His stream is more popping, the amount of viewers he gets on that in terms of sponsorship value and everything. Scump is is the guy, and he's done it for a very long time. However, all of these guys are pretty much young guys, and throughout their entire lives, all they've done is video gaming, right? Can you imagine that these guys are going to be the best in terms of saving up money and being as frugal as possible? It's pretty unlikely, and I can see Axe's point in a way. Yes, they might have earned, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars of tournaments, then you add on top of that salary, you add on top of that sponsorships, you add on top of that streaming, all of this stuff that, you know, the money, the revenue is coming over the years. How much of that are they actually saved and they've still got on their back pocket? Probably for a lot of these guys, very minimal. And yes, probably some of them will become millionaires properly and actually have that amount of liquidity over the next couple of years when the CDL is running. But as of right now, maybe he is right that there's only one, who I'm imagining is Scump, but, you know, it could be, you know, Crim or Karma potentially, or even, you know, Clay or JCap. These guys are slightly older than Scump. Maybe they're slightly better with their money, so it's possible that Scump isn't a millionaire, but as I say, I kind of doubt that. But yeah, these are the figures as of total earnings. But as the point I was just alluding to, you have to pay in the States tax on this, right? So you win a load of money at the World Championships. I think, I mean, you guys inform me, but is it 20%, 30% of that's going straight to the government? So pretty ridiculous in my opinion. I don't think that happens in the UK. So if you come to the UK for a tournament, you get all of your prize winnings. And maybe if you take it back to the States, so you have to pay, I don't know. But as Paddy B's getting to here, I don't think you understand how much $1 million is, especially after taxes and purchases. Purchases, I guess, is the key one. How frugal these pros are being, whether they think this kind of thing's lasting forever, certainly possible. But, you know, still, I'm kind of Silly's opinion that there probably is a few. I think JCap's reply is interesting. The fact that he doesn't give on to, you know, he doesn't even comment on the millionaire situation. So maybe he's doing pretty well financially himself. But yeah, definitely some interesting comments to be had here if you guys want to leave them down below. Crim Karma and Scumper Millionaires, a lot of people are suggesting. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on that, leave them down below. I'm sure you will. A pretty interesting topic then. Just to finish off the video, so a couple of 2K things that came out over the last couple of days or so. These were the semi-finals in the LA one. The Seattle Academy was playing against Parasite's team, that we've known what Parasite's team is for a little bit, and the Seattle Academy, as Carlos Leon points out, or he replies with, Proto, Panda, Super, Spoof, and Vivid is going to be the squad. Emery's filling in for Vivid this weekend. And in the European region, the grand finals is the London Academy versus Dave, Vortex, Moose, Denzer, and Petey. And London Academy is looking to be, so Madcat and Shawnee we know are going to be the substitutes on the main team, alongside Weeman, Nolson, and Defrag is at least the current team that they're playing with. Whether that will change over time, we know that the Toronto team has been switching out players in and out as well from the squad. I think that Bance was playing in their starting roster, and maybe they're switching things up in the team that they're scrimming with, just to see, like, okay, what direction are we going to take here with the starting roster when the league begins. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new as always. Leave your thoughts down below. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.